We're not
like full-time devils the bankroll.
We're not full-time devils.
It's the same thing. It's just a view, bro. It's for views. It's your opinion. I'm on the news. You like it on the news. Companies are bankrolled by bigger companies, media companies.
We're not
like full-time devils the bankroll.
We're not full-time devils.
It's the same thing. It's just a view, bro. It's for views. It's your opinion. I'm on the news.
More attacks on social media, fan channels, by football fans. We're going to show a couple of these videos to you. We're going to jump into the story. Do us a big favor, hit the like and share button. This needs exposing. This needs talking about with regularity, because it's becoming all too frequent at football games. Here's another.
His own opinion is how he sees it. His own opinion is that he doesn't think that Solskjaer's right man for. That's his opinion. Why? It is his opinion.
He was on Sundays last week.
He said. You know what he said? He said because he said it's his own opinion.
He's like, fuck you lot, fuck you. Fuck you lot.
You see the aggression coming through there from these people. Policemen jumping in to try and stop things from being said. But as you can see, you know, aggression, anger, nastiness there being directed towards Flex and of course Rants, and they were talking about Saeed from the channel. Time and time again, fan channels are being targeted, they're being attacked very, very aggressively. By the second video we showed you there, clearly you can tell by the slurring of the voice, intoxicated football fans. It's becoming a very hostile place for these fan channels to operate, to conduct their business, to continue to give this voice to everyday fans, to stand up and be able to express how they feel about their football club. That's why they were invented. It's why they're here. It's why they exist. And we're seeing them attacked again and again and again. And we know that this has been increased in recent weeks and months by the mainstream media. Going to expose them on this video, by the way. Absolutely expose them for me, what their clear motives. And also, you know, we'll go back a few years when they thought that we were just this little flash in the pan, when we were, you know, going to be here today and gone the next. Before they realised the strength and I use the word power. The reason I say power, people buy into fan channels so much. They buy into YouTubers, they buy into Instagrammers, they buy into Twitter accounts so much more than they do the mainstream media, and they're panicking. So they're now riling people up. And football fans, you know what? I'm a football fan that likes to get drunk on football. When I go, I like a good drink. But you're now seeing aggression, you're now seeing people being targeted. And I said it a week or so ago when we spoke about Robbie's situation. This is going to become violent. This is going to escalate to a point where somebody is going to get hurt. Thank God, absolutely thank God for modern day technology that enables us to be able to record these situations. Because if people didn't have their phones there, I'm telling you, the likes of Rants, the likes of Flex, the likes of Robbie would be getting attacked. And I do think there is some underlying sinister issues that surround this as well. People's own internal biases, their own bigotry, with some people. Not with everyone who dislikes them, but with some people. And the point I would say is this: if you're a person out there that doesn't like fan channels or doesn't like a particular YouTuber, just don't watch them. Block them if you have to. If you're on YouTube and you click not interested, you won't get shown another video by that person. If you block or mute their account on Twitter, you will not see them again. And what's interesting when you go back and watch these videos, and we'll go back to them again, just listen very carefully. I'm going to stop them when it becomes relevant too. Firstly, they say there, we'll go back and listen to it again.
Companies are bankrolled by bigger companies, media companies.
You're bankrolled by bigger companies, media companies. No. The United Stand are completely and utterly independent. They are backed by no media outlet. We know AFTV are not. That's why the media are attacking them. Yes, the Full-Time Devils once upon a time were owned by Fremantle Media, the same people that own and do the X Factor, but the United Stand or not. So firstly, you're wrong.
Like Full-Time Devils are bankrolled.
He then mentions the Full-Time Devils, who have absolutely nothing to do with the United Stand. They're different entities. It's like going into Burger King and complaining about a bad Big Mac you got from McDonald's. Nonsense.
the same thing.
It's for views. That's always my favourite one. That's always my most favourite one. It's for views. Of course it is. When somebody goes on the internet in any guise to express an opinion, it's to gain views. You're doing it for views. Otherwise, you would just text your friends, or you would just post it on your personal Facebook page. Generally, most Facebook pages are turned off from the world. It's only within your little sphere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, this is for everybody. Generally speaking, some people make private accounts, and if you post things on a private account, then I leave you out of this. It's for public consumption. So everybody does it for views. I always say this as well. Every video I've ever done is to get people to watch and listen. Otherwise, I might as well talk into the mirror at home. Every radio station, every newspaper, every publication, every YouTube channel, every Twitter account is there for people to see the content, the music, the opinions of those said individuals. We have a super chat that's come in here. I'm going to read out. This is from Abdullah that says, what happened exactly? I just watched the video and the only thing I could hear was Flex saying it's his opinion. We're going to go back to that other video now. I'm glad that you brought that up. It's a nice segue back into the second video. It's a little bit longer. We'll break that down as well.
No, you're right, mate.
His own opinion is how he sees it. His own opinion is that he doesn't think that social.
So you see one thing, he's trying to talk their Flex, trying to be amicable, but they keep talking over him. This is, again, a weird notion that people think that fan channels create agendas based on somebody else telling them what to say. So again, everybody has an agenda as such because we have our own opinions. But what people suggest is, Saeed and Aaron are only saying what they say because Mark Goldbridge or Rants or somebody, some higher power, is telling them to do it because it creates more negativity and generates views. No. United Stand lets people come on and speak. If I was there, United Stand would let me do a fan cam and my expressions would be different and my views would be different to that of Rants. That's the whole point. That's the first bit.
That's his opinion. Why? It is his opinion.
He then goes, he was slagging off the fan base last week. Now look at the irony in that. This geezer is angry because I think it was Saeed. If I'm wrong and it's somebody else, I apologise. But whoever the fan camera was is annoyed that this Man United fan slagged off some of the Man United fan base. So this gentleman's reaction to that is for himself to go and attack a section of the fan base. Can anybody else see the irony in this, maybe? I'm annoyed that Saeed has gone and attacked the fan base, so I'm going to go and attack someone from the fan base. Now he starts mocking the way people talk, the urban accent, which is why, for me, you're borderline on the bigotry side of things here. That's how a person speaks. Allow it. Now they're swearing. Drop the C-bomb. Getting angrier, kicking off. And do you know why they're kicking off? I believe there's a deep-rooted hatred, maybe some sadness in their lives. But aside from that, they're also angry because Flex does what Flex does always. He does it brilliantly. Just keeps his cool. He's allowing these people to express their opinions as well, by the way, until they start getting aggressive, until they get abusive, until they become offensive, and then he moves away, and that's exactly the right thing to do. But it's an absolute disgrace. And we see some more stuff here that I wanted to delve into, and we are going to expose TalkSport in a little bit. This video, by the way, has already been demonetized, as we knew it would be. This is what always happens. This is how they try and shut you down. Aaron here put a tweet out saying the real reason why we are getting this hate from certain United fans, but no one wants to really admit it, see it, say it. And I think there's a large element of truth in what Aaron is saying. And be very careful here and focus on one big thing he said here, where he says certain United fans. Not all United fans that criticise them, certain United fans, being very specific. And there's no doubt about it in my mind that the reason some YouTubers get more hassle, more aggression than anybody else is due to the colour of their skin. It's why certain players get more abuse and more hassle than anybody else, because of the colour of their skin. There is no doubt about it in my mind. at all in what Aaron is saying there. You then also see this tweet. So this has been deleted by the user now, but people keep talking about, Rants and Aaron using the race card. This was a tweet sent today to Saeed. Now, I don't even have to read it out to you. You can sit there and read it yourself. This is a key motivator for some people. Now, again, some people dislike the United Stand, dislike the Football Terrace, Full-Time Devils fan channels because they don't like them. Mark Goldbridge and I get a lot of trolls. We get a lot of abuse. I'm sure there's some of you doing it right now in the live comments. But I have no doubt in my mind that a certain percentage are motivated based on that there. And I think the thing for me that frustrates me the most about all of this, and we're going to get onto the mainstream media in a moment, why they dislike it so much, why they hate it so much. Before we do that, another reason, a big thing that we're doing at the moment at the Football Terrace is we're moving platforms slowly but surely over to Hot Mic. Hot Mic is a free app for all of you to download. It's at the moment there's multiple sports, including football, where you can get multiple commentary options when you're watching the big games. The next one that we're covering is Manchester City versus Manchester United. You'll be able to sync it with your television, so you'll be able to watch my commentary or somebody else's live at the same time as your TV, and you can turn your TV down. You can get rid of the mainstream media and their commentary if you want to, and you can listen to us, because what we provide you with on Hot Mics is genuine live stadium atmosphere, sounds, noise, booing, cheering, goal celebrations. It's truly innovative. Nowhere else no other app can offer you the interaction that we do, the chat, the community. Get it downloaded for free, but you have to use my promo code TFT. The links are down below, but you have to use the promo code TFT because it's invite only at the moment. So you have to do that. And then just search the Football Terrace. You'll see me on there. Get following. I think we're up to nearly 300 followers on there now, which is amazing. So a big thank you. And we did have another super chat that came through from Abdullah. He says, I just noticed that all these people harassing Flex and Rants are white folks. I don't know if it's the racist thing. What do you think? Well, look, there's an element of that. Like, what I would say is this. I remember being at a game, doing a fan cam with Stephen Howson 3 or so years ago. And one of the guys that Stephen Howson wanted to avoid, there was a group, there was a couple of white dudes and there was a black guy that he was saying, like, we've got to get out of here because they've been really coming at us recently. So there are football fans who I don't believe are being bigoted that dislike, of all nationalities, backgrounds, ages, skin colours, religions, who don't like fan channels. And I think that they abuse everybody equally. But I also believe there is a percentage that see Rants, that see Flex, that see Robbie, that see Aaron, that see Saeed, that doing very, very well for themselves, making a success of what is an industry, which is a job. Do not get it twisted. It is those things. And I'll show you why it is later. And also why the mainstream media hates it so much. Big exposure coming. There isn't a deep-lying, bigoted problem with some of it. No doubt about that at all in my mind. Now, I wonder why red men don't get TV, don't get abuse. Well, look, the reason why red men TV are brilliant. I watch a lot of their content. If you go back and just search, there's an article I was reading from 2000 and, let me go back to this now, 2000 and, trying to get the date, October 2016, where they interview Robbie, they're interviewing Adam, they're interviewing, who they interview from Redmen TV? I'm just looking for his quote here. Paul Mitchin. And Paul Mitchin said in this interview 3 years ago, the level of condescension shown to supporters by the more conventional media is staggering at times. That's a quote from him directly. And I think he's right. Where Redmen TV and the Anfield Wrap are in a different environment is that everything's going brilliantly well at their football club. So there isn't the same anger amongst fans. I'm sure if Liverpool were where Man United or where Arsenal are and things are getting worse and not getting better, there may be a bit of that if there was fan cams, if people were expressing negativity. Let's see, if and when it happens. You don't know whether it will or not. So, since the growth of fan channels, fan cams, etc. Liverpool have done that in terms of their brilliance, but they're still around, and that's how that the Arsenal fan TV would still be here, and so would the United stand. If in 3 years' time United are winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, these fan cams will still exist, but there'll just be a more positive outlook because things will genuinely be more positive. Facts, absolute facts. and you look at Redmen TV, the Anfield Wrap, brilliant channels, that's what our AFTV and the United Stand would be like if the clubs were run well and were doing well and performing well. Facts. I think that's a fact for me. Absolute fact. No doubt about it. But the one thing that I also want to address here is if you don't like something on social media, i.e. certain YouTuber, I said earlier, you can just not watch them as an example. But there is always this agenda and there's always this anger around trying to shut people down. So just look at this post as an example.
Money, smoking.
On a plus.
How can you get rid of smoking, bro?
On a
Rashford's
plus.
on a new deal. Big money, smoking.
On a plus.
How can you get rid of a player like Rashford on that money?
Exactly.
Where's he going?
It's going to be the same situation, but this is why with these type of players, Rants, there's
But they've got United DNA, guys. They've got United
exactly.
DNA.
There's not going to be
it's
people
fine.
banging down the door to sign these type of players as well. You're not going to get people wanting to spend 70, 80 million on Rashford because he's never going to hit numbers that
And he'll never take a pay cut to leave.
He'll never
Which
take
is
a pay
why we're
cut to
still
leave.
stuck with
There'll be
Phil
one.
Well,
So look, Rants and it's like 26 seconds from a video from Flex and Rants. Now they think that Rashford's new deal's too high. They don't think he's ever going to hit the numbers and the performances to be able to be sold or warrant that money. So be sold and be paid that elsewhere. So we're stuck with him. They're allowed to have that opinion. He said this tweet says the agenda is real, but if they dare talk about Pogba, you've got the agenda. And it's like, well, if it's not an agenda, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. And they're allowed to have that. Now, if this Twitter account, by the way, that I follow, doesn't like these guys, just ignore what they say. Just don't watch their videos. Just delete them. But they clearly do. They clearly watch every single minute of what they've got to say and then allow themselves to get angry. It's an absolute madness that we just can't sit alongside each other and almost coexist. Coexist together. You've got your opinion, I've got my opinion. Do you know what? Maybe we get together and have a friend. And my point is this. There are things I don't agree with that Rants believes in. There are things that Saeed says I disagree with. And I call them out at times and we go at it on Twitter or face to face or on content. But it's friendly. There's no anger there. If I genuinely didn't like what they do, I would just block them. Because I'm a grown-up. I really am. Now, I'm going to expose the media. Are you guys ready for me to expose them? That's what I want to know. I'm going to expose the media. We've got a super chat first. Get your super chats in. We have been demonetized live on the air. Of course we would, because they know we're going to be calling out the media. It says, hey Terry, I can't imagine how much hate and abuse you get from trolls and haters. What's your advice to any fan channel hosts on how to cope with this? Let it become your strength. Take comfort from the fact that there are people out there whose football teams can win and their first thought is to come and find me, little old me, and troll me. I even have people now that when I praise their team get angry, that troll. And it's interesting because they genuinely have... I did a little test this morning. Someone wrote something about, oh, Terry making up transfer lies again after my Grealish video. Now, clearly, I mentioned it was a story from The Independent. I responded like I was triggered. Anyone who... I said something along the lines of, anybody that makes up lies on here about me will be getting blocked. We're no longer going to tolerate it. The response was, basically, I'm not doing this verbatim, oh my God, I can't believe it, I managed to trigger you. Half the comments you get from trolls are just, they want to see that angry reaction. So people say to me sometimes, I don't rant enough after Man United lose. And I hold it in. Do you know why? Because I know the trolls are sitting there waiting. They're waiting for me to lose it. And what winds them back up is seeing me stay cool, calm and collected. So you've just got to understand that there are some people out there that always are just going to hate. They're angry at their own lives. They're angry with their boyfriends, with their girlfriends, with their families. And they will always try and take it out on you or somebody that, you know, speaks their mind. And half of them actually like you. So you've just got to be very thick-skinned, very strong, and know that they're... By the way, every single one of you watching I find important to me. But anybody who's here trolling and abusing me, your opinion doesn't count. You know, there's Rack, who comes on the show regularly. Me and him had a right to and fro last week over the Haaland deal on Twitter. Him challenging me challenging him. But it ends with go and enjoy your evening, mate. Do you know why? Because I know he's not a troll. I know he's a respectful guy. There was no swearing, no hollering, no insults. If he started swearing at me, giving it the big one, suddenly his opinion would become irrelevant to me and I wouldn't care what he was saying. That would be my advice to people. Super chat here from Murray says the problem is people can't separate their opinions from themselves. They are too delicate. It's football. It's fun. It's passionate, but not personal. Absolutely right, Murray. Could not agree with you more. And the society is very, very polarized. Very, very polarized. You know, if there's a political figure that cheats on his wife that you dislike, he becomes an instant scumbag. If it's a politician you love that's done it, you look for reasons to excuse them. You know, it's never the person it's never the action that is the problem for people. It's the person who's committed it. No doubt about that in my mind. None. That people do that. But people also can't, and also what happens is people have, you know, mental issues around cognitive dissonance. You know, somebody presents a fact or just an alternative opinion that contraries what they believe, and people's brains can't handle it. They just cannot handle it. And you've got to learn to. People have differences of opinions. Anyway, let's expose the mainstream media. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please do. If you haven't downloaded Hot Mic, please do. Use my promo code. You can see it on the screen. What way am I going to do it? There, right below me there. Promo code TFT for the Football Terrace. Get it downloaded. All the information is in the description below. Come find me on there and give me a follow. Great app. One of the for me, it's going to become the #1 place during live football matches to sit there and communicate with one another. It's absolutely brilliant. Get it downloaded. But we're going to do it. By the way, someone made a comment here. I'm not always calm when Man United lose. I just don't rant all the time. We had another super chat here from Abdullah. Thank you, sir. He says, what do you mean YouTube demonetized the show? I don't understand and why. So when demonetization means that YouTube won't play adverts now on this video, and they also won't push it in the same algorithmic pattern, meaning less people will see it. So that's why hitting likes and you guys sharing it is important, because you can get it trending best. You can get more people to see it by the amount of you that like it. They do that whenever you attack the mainstream media. It's literally, you go live, 30 seconds in, bang, you're done. There's no bad words, there's no swearing on it, but they still demonetize it. They do it a lot. But we're not going to expose the mainstream media now. Who's ready for this? So Jim White, for me, hung Robbie out to dry at the interview that happened on TalkSport. And I've been looking for this video, couldn't find it, and I did. Him attacking it. What's Troops been doing? What are you guys doing? You're about negativity. You're this, you're that, and the other. He once featured, and I'm going to show it to you now on AFTV. This was a number of years ago and had nothing but praise. And after we show it to you, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why they're now trying to starting to attack us. Like I said, they're like patting us on the head when they thought we were a nice little sideshow, a little jester, a little clown. Now watch. Once the advert finishes, if I play the advert, I'll get a copyright strike because of the music. Let's do this.
Comes out and you are Mr. Transfers in the UK.
Oh, mate, Robbie, thank you very much indeed. Hi to everybody. Can I just say, appearing on Arsenal Fan TV is helping me because of my flagging career. Let me tell you, this is a major boost that I needed. You, my friend, never mind me, you have created a phenomenon, and I'm chuffed to bits to be...
Did you hear that? You, my friend, have created a phenomenon. You have created a phenomenon. And this is what people thought. Go back and look at articles from 2, 3, 4 years ago about AFTV, the full-time Devils. It was nothing but praise. Because at the time, you know, videos were getting 10,000 here and 5,000 here and 20,000 there. They were not seen as a threat. Let's just replay that little bit again. Look at the joy on his face. Where was this Jim White the other day?
Got that tonight. The yellow tie comes out and you are Mr. Transfers in the UK.
Oh, mate, Robbie, thank you very much indeed. Hi to everybody. Can I just say, appearing on Arsenal Fan TV is helping me because of my flagging career. Let me tell you, this is a major boost that I needed. You, my friend, never mind me, you have created a phenomenon, and I'm chuffed to bits to be on this channel with you.
Phenomenon and chuffed to bits. And chuffed to bits to be on here. Madness. Where was that Jim White when Robbie was being hung out to dry by TalkSport, attacked by the mainstream media? How many guests came onto his show and others They shouldn't. Fan channels shouldn't be at press conferences. It's too negative. That's the same guy who, Robbie. I'm not going to mock his accent, but he's like, Robbie, what was Troops' job? What was Troops' job before he became a full-time YouTuber? These people are so out of touch. It's unbelievable. But you want to know why? Do you want to know why they're on the attack? I'm going to show you a little something. I'm going to show you a little thing here. This is public information, by the way, that I'm about to share with you. TalkSport listening figures by media.info. So as you can see here, this is taken from April 2019 to September 2019. Shows you the population. Great. Shows you the average hour per listener per week, which is 6.2 hours. Great. Total hours listened to, 18.1. That's really important to listen to per week. Okay. If you look at the viewers, 2.9 million individual viewers per week, which is 5% of the population. It's a lot of people. But I want to put this into context for you in terms of what that kind of means in that regard, because my channel, now I'm just getting these figures up in front of me now, they've dropped off the screen, but my channel is nowhere near the size of AFTV, okay? But over that same time period, dividing it by that now, my channel over that same time period was doing around 1.2 to 1.3 million views per week. That's my channel with 100,000 odd subscribers. AFTV, the United Stand, are already absolutely outstripping a 20-plus-year-old national radio station who is one of the main sponsors of the Premier League in relation to commentary, has multiple celebrity guests, hosts and presenters, and AFTV are absolutely destroying them for views. United Stand destroying them for views. My channel's halfway there, and I'm literally a bloke who is sitting in a spare room in his house that is converted into a studio, and I'm halfway there. They've got major offices. They've got major studios. They spend multi-million pounds a year running, building new studios, creating this, paying people, and they're only just over doubling what I get in views per week. AFTV and these guys are running away with them, and they've got no way of catching up. They've got no way of tapping in to the working class audiences that fan channels do. They can't do it because actually the Ofcom regulations don't allow them to do it. And they're panicking. That's why they're out in attack. And it's why you see Jim White having gone from you've created a phenomenon, you guys are brilliant, I'm so happy to be on, to asking such stupid questions about what were people doing as jobs before they arrived here. What were they doing? Absolute madness. Absolute madness. It really, really is. Someone here says, because TalkSport don't care about international fans. That's part of it as well, of course. YouTube is global. People from all around the world watch. My viewers, my audiences are in America, Canada, Ireland, Malaysia, India, numerous countries in Africa, from South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, Somalia. Like, these are just names that I remember seeing. They pop off the top of my tongue. When a couple of other super chats here, it says the media are just scared of fan channels because they are afraid instead of watching matches a day, people will just tune in to their favourite fan channels. And fan channels will keep growing and getting better. And I still don't think that corporates that can sponsor and put money your way have even scratched the surface with fan channels yet. If you look what True Geordie has done with his kickoff show, some sponsorship and something, the quality of cameras, those shows are amazing. They're genuinely inspirational to watch for me as a YouTuber because of the levels he's gone to. And I would love to get the endorsement to be able to get better lighting, better cameras, actual staff and tech people to be able to help do it. You can make it, the content's there. The YouTubers are there, like me, Adam, Neeks, Half Hope, sitting down talking football. I know it's engaging. What you then need is it to be wrapped up and made to look professional, but with that same authentic touch. So I watch what True Geordie's done. I'm just nothing but, there's no jealousy, there's no anger, it's pure inspiration. The mainstream can't compete with that. And there's a place for the mainstream, and I still watch it. but they can't compete in the same way we do. Their only option remaining is to try and discredit. I had another super chat here. This is from ET, who says, you are not entitled to your opinion. Sorry, it says, you are not entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your informed opinion. No one is entitled to be ignorant. Great content. Stay honest. I get your point, but sometimes people don't know they're ignorant. That's the issue you have there. Don't need to read it out. Just want to apologize to you. That's from Charlie Welch. Charlie Welch, I don't know what you're apologizing for, but whatever it is, you don't even have to say live on the air, but thank you. I appreciate it if you feel that you need to do that. I am going to do a few more of your live comments while you're all tuning in still. This is here from Arsene Wenger. He goes, I used to like Jim White, but since he tried bullying Robbie, I'll be watching the Football Terrace, the United Stand, and AFTV. Appreciate that. On deadline day as well. Yeah, you know, that'd be great. Terry, what cameras are you using? Honestly, I'm using 4K Logitech webcams. That's literally it. All of my camera angles. This one isn't Logitech because you can only plug 2 into the base unit that you have as a computer. You can't plug more than 2 in. My widescreen is Logitech. Excuse the mess on my desk. And that's it. So that's how we do it. That's how it's done. My lighting, real basic lighting, like £60 a light. It's all good. It's all good. Standard stuff. You don't need millions of pounds. The question about jobs was loaded, Terry. It was racist elitism. Do you know what? There's a part of me that believes that as well, because it's interesting. I'm not an educated person at all. I don't have A levels and I don't have a degree. Done well in my life. I just feel like, would they challenge me in the same way? You know, it's also, did you notice how they didn't challenge? They didn't say, oh, what does Mo off of AFTV? Man's got a banging job, you know, clever guy. I swear, I want to say he's a barrister or a solicitor. Why don't they challenge what he does as a job? That's interesting. Why don't they ask Robbie what he did? You know, Robbie was a surveyor. Very good job. Educated to do that before he works on that. You know? And also Jim White, there's some stuff I can't talk about with Jim White, but yeah, there we go. That's because the United Stand tells the truth. United Stand give their opinion and they're entitled to it. Absolutely. I thought Mo was an accountant. Maybe he is an accountant. But still, to be an accountant, that's big. I go, what about Kalechi, bruv? Man's got a PhD, but you notice how they don't focus on him because it doesn't suit their agenda. It's the truth. But there we go. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, you know how much we appreciate it here. There's over 1,000 of you tuning in. We've been demonetized. They're not going to push this content out. They won't want to do that. But if you guys could do us a big favor and hit that like button. If just half of you could share this right now on your social media platforms, it would help us. We need to keep talking about this. We need to protect fan channels, because you don't need to like me. You don't need to like the United Stand. You don't need to like AFTV, Redmen TV, Anfield Rap, True Geordie. But if they manage to shut one down through pressure and bullying, other people will come for the remainder. And you could find yourself in a position where you like to get your football content doesn't exist in the near future. So please support it. And you don't have to support it financially. Downloading the app, Hot Mics, coming and following me on there with my promo code TFT, help support me. Hitting the like button, hitting the share button, all these things are free of charge. You can help support us. Everyone who's put in super chats tonight, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But until next time, take care of yourselves. A massive God bless to all of you, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye.